Hello, I'm Dr. Brandy Hayes, the Director of College and Career Programs at Calhoun College and Career Academy. One of my programs that I work with is Dual Enrollment. Dual Enrollment is a program in Georgia that allows eligible high school students to take college courses and earn both high school and college credit for courses taken. Dual Enrollment has been a growing program in Georgia for the last several years. Students that are rising 10th graders have the opportunity to begin dual enrollment at Calhoun. Some of the benefits of students participating in dual enrollment are that it introduces them to college level coursework. They have the opportunity to earn college credits while still in high school, and sometimes they can earn up to 1 year or even 2 years worth of college credit while still in high school. It also helps students adjust to certain aspects of the college experience. It gets high school students used to working with college level classes, the coursework, which is different than high school coursework, instruction, and also communicating with instructors. Students also have to be able to take classes, have the opportunity to take classes that may not be offered at their high school, and for different subject areas that they are interested in for their career. Some of the challenges that go with dual enrollment are students are essentially responsible for their own learning. Once they leave the high school setting and they become dual enrollment students or college students, they must be very self-motivated, mature, responsible, and be very good managers of time to be successful in dual enrollment classes. Students are responsible for information in the syllabus, such as due dates and assignments, and they may not get reminders from their instructors all the time or professors. It also requires communication between the students and their teachers or professors, not necessarily between the parents and the professors. Also, depending on what colleges the students are working with, they may have different breaks and different schedule than our Calhoun City School schedule. This could include the beginning and end dates, other breaks like Thanksgiving, fall break, Christmas, spring break. And students have to be aware of the college schedule in addition to their high school schedule. I want to talk about two types of delivery methods for dual enrollment classes. One is the one I'm going to be focusing on today, and that would be the classes that are offered dual enrollment on our College and Career Academy campus at Calhoun High School. These would include dual enrollment traditional college classes taught on the high school campus by a high school teacher who is also a qualified teacher for the college. Most of those are adjunct professors. It could also include online classes that are taught through the college. And in both of these options, high school students may be in classes. In this option, students may have the opportunity to be in a class with adults or students from other high schools because they're in an online setting. Also, we have dual enrollment online classes that are taught by a high school teacher, qualified to teach college, adjuncts again, or by a college professor. And we've been fortunate enough to have some of those where we have a full group of high school students in the same class with the same professor. Another type of dual enrollment is with post-secondary institutions. It could be any post-secondary institution that a student and parent choose. Those are more like traditional college classes that are taught on a college campus where the student drives to the campus and participates with other people in the class. Students do have the opportunity to participate in other post-secondary institution dual enrollment, but the type dual enrollment that I'm focusing on today are things that students take either online or by high school teachers certified to be also college professors. At our College and Career Academy at Calhoun High School, we have dual enrollment opportunities for both academic and technical programs. Many of our classes are academic credits, but we do have some technical programs like the CNA program where students can earn a CNA credential. We also have an academic or a technical program in early childhood education, and we're working to add more technical programs to the curriculum. We currently partner with 2 post-secondary schools to offer classes on our campus. One of those is Chattahoochee Technical College. And the programs we offer with Chattahoochee include the CNA program, and students have the opportunity to take patient care fundamentals, medical terminology, and diet and nutrition, and actually earn a diploma from Chattahoochee Tech by the time they graduate high school. We also started a new program this year, which is biology, and it is a 2-course science sequence that gives non-science majors dual enrollment credits in science. Our main partner, however, is Georgia Northwestern Technical College, GNTC. I would want you to know that most of this presentation is focused on the deadlines, dates, and the way that GNTC does things because that is our primary partner. Students may participate in dual enrollment for all terms of the school year, fall, spring, and summer, up until the time they graduate high school. However, we have had several issues with students who are new to dual enrollment taking summer classes. So we prefer that any student who's going to do a summer class for dual enrollment already have taken at least one dual enrollment class. In addition, there are some areas where end-of-course milestones are not required if a student takes a course through dual enrollment. Those subject areas include American literature, economics, and U.S. history. As I mentioned, dual enrollment has been a growing process. One of the reasons that it has grown immensely is because of this list of transferable courses. This is a list, and there's a link below where you can see there are 28 courses listed. All of these 28 courses will articulate from any technical college in Georgia to be counted for credit at any University of System Georgia school. There are 52 courses that are articulated with private institutions, and about 100 additional local articulation agreements between technical colleges and the University System of Georgia or private schools that aren't listed here. But so for the most part, any school in Georgia that is a public school has to take any of these 28 courses. They also take additional things that may not be listed. This is kind of a critical slide. It is basically the step-by-step procedures for a student at Calhoun to become enrolled in dual enrollment. We start with basically the student and parents must decide that dual enrollment is an option that they want to participate in for the student. Once they decide that's something they're interested in, the student must sign up and take qualifying entrance exams, and I'm going to get to refer to those in just a minute and explain how those work. And they also need to have a minimum of a 2.6 GPA. Then the student and parents, once the student has the qualifying scores to get in, the student and parents register for dual enrollment classes during high school registration. I have the dates listed later in the presentation. The list of courses that a student qualifies for is provided to the student, the parent, and the person registering the student during the registration process. Based on registration, the high school dual enrollment staff will then pull any student who is registered for a dual enrollment class to assist them in the application process for the technical college. The application deadlines for fall courses are usually around March of the previous year. The application deadline for students who want to take spring classes beginning in January, they must have their application submitted by September. The dual enrollment staff will register students with college for classes. So once the student is admitted, the dual enrollment staff will look at what students registered for and then get them registered for that with the college so that the high school and the college registration then match. Then the student must attend a required college dual enrollment orientation. These normally happen in the summer, and the notifications are sent directly from the college to let the students know when they must attend. As we get back into school for the fall of the year, the student and the parent or guardian must complete a required student participation agreement. The dual enrollment staff will provide these for students and parents, but they must be signed each semester. Once a new year starts and students are working and enrolled in classes for the semester, the dual enrollment staff will also make sure that the students have the proper books they need. In many cases, the books are online. For other instances, book vouchers are provided, and the student must go to the campus of the local technical college, Georgia Northwestern, to pick up their books. Also, the dual enrollment staff will assist students with setting up necessary college-related online accounts, email grades in something called Blackboard and Banner. The dual enrollment staff will also assist students with completing the financial aid process, which is a requirement in order for both the high school and the college to receive funding for students who are in dual enrollment classes. At the end of the semester, the dual enrollment staff will receive college grades and submit those to our registrar to have grades put in on the high school transcripts. I will also mention that once a student is ready to apply to a post-secondary institution for after graduation, they will have to send copies of all of their college transcripts to the college of their choice. In order to do that, they will have to log into their account through the technical college, and they'll have to pay a transcript fee and ask for the transcript to be sent. As far as score requirements, depending on what type of dual enrollment the students do and what type of institution they plan to attend, the criteria can vary. For most of our students, classes are offered through Georgia Northwestern. They accept students' SAT scores and ACT scores. They also accept the milestone scores for students in ELA, English Language Arts. Another opportunity to send scores for students is to send AccuPlacer scores, and that is an entrance test administered by the college that we actually host on our site once or twice a year. And finally, the PSAT scores of students will now be accepted for admission into dual enrollment class. Those will be counted starting spring 2019. I do want to note that if a student signs up to take the SAT or ACT, they should go ahead and have their official score reports sent to Georgia Northwestern Technical College so that there's not an error or they don't have to pay money later to have those official scores sent. This is just a brief look at how the score requirements look. There are degree level programs, as I mentioned, and there's also technical or certificate and diploma level programs. So depending on what program the student is interested in, it may fit under degree level or diploma certificate level. So this just gives you an idea of how the scores and what type of scores are required. I also want to show a list of sample courses, and these are all academic courses that may be offered to students for registration for next year. There's a list for 10th grade, a list for 11th grade, and a list of potential classes for 12th grade. At registration with a counselor or another registration member team, it would be a good opportunity to talk to your student and the member of the team about the best opportunities for a student. So this is kind of a question a lot of people have. How does dual enrollment affect HOPE and the Zell Miller Scholarship? Dual enrollment classes are approved college courses that are taken free of charge to students, and they do not count towards a student's maximum hourly caps for HOPE Scholarship and HOPE Grant, meaning they don't hurt the HOPE that students will receive after they graduate. Core courses are included in the student's HOPE High School GPA for HOPE Scholarship and the Zell Miller eligibility. Also, the core coursework taken must meet standards for academic rigor in order for the students to graduate high school. College transcripts begin with dual enrollment courses. As I mentioned before, any student who goes on to a post-secondary institution will have to send the transcripts from any dual enrollment classes or institutions where they have taken classes. So, what's the impact of dual enrollment courses? Some students get a little confused about this, but grades earned in dual enrollment courses are recorded on the high school's transcript and can affect the student's GPA. Courses must be completed We encourage students to continue, once they sign up, to continue a course and not withdraw from it, because withdrawing from a course can result in lost credit, receiving a failing grade on the high school and post-secondary program, and which therefore could impact high school graduation. Students must follow all program rules and regulations. Students must turn in assigned books as required, or they may be held. Their account may have put a hold put on it so that they can't do anything else until they get the books taken care of. Finally, on this slide, students must maintain satisfactory academic progress in order to continue dual enrollment classes. This means that students must pass 66.67% of courses in order to stay off academic probation. If a student drops a class or withdraws from a class during the withdrawal period, that will be noted and could affect their satisfactory academic progress. So what about students who may struggle in the college dual enrollment courses? We encourage all students to abide by the rules of the high school and by the college, because we can't police each other all the time. Students should have give parents their access to grades online. Not all high school teachers are required to input dual enrollment grades into Infinite Campus, so parents need to be able to access those online or know how to. Students are also expected to complete the course, as I mentioned. If a student is struggling, it is their responsibility to seek guidance about course materials or whatever they're struggling with. Some tips for that would be for students to contact their instructor for help, see about tutoring services offered through the college. If withdrawal is required and is a last resort, it can also impact graduation from high school and GPA, because the withdrawn course will stay on the high school transcript. It'll be called a Z grade, but institutions will be able to see that a student dropped a class or withdrew. The next slide just shows some general dual enrollment vocabulary that students and parents may or may not be aware of. It talks about academic rigor, attendance. Even though not all professors count attendance as a priority, it is an important part of the dual enrollment class. Sometimes professors require students to log in to their account multiple times per week. This can be difficult sometimes on an A-B schedule that we follow, but we do want students to understand that we are trying to meet their needs. Lastly are some upcoming events and deadlines that I wanted to share. Our first AccuPlacer is coming up soon. Tomorrow on Tuesday, September 11th. That's the deadline for students to sign up to take the AccuPlacer entrance test. Like I said, it's free. They go under the Students tab on the CHS website, which is the link linked here. And the test is free and is administered out on the Calhoun High School campus. After students sign up, we will give the AccuPlacer next week. If any student is interested in adding to courses for the fall, we'll be taking that information as well. Also, you'll see that our rising 12th and 11th grade registrations both happen in November, so those are fairly soon. So we need to make sure that if a student is interested in dual enrollment, that they've done these things. They've applied, they've been accepted, they've applied to the college, they have the qualifying test scores, and then they can know which courses they register for. If you have questions about dual enrollment, again, my name is Dr. Brandy Hayes. I'm the Director of College Career Programs, which includes dual enrollment. And there's my email address. My administrative assistant that I work with is Miss Kim Hawkins, and her address is listed as well. Please let us know if you have any questions or concerns about dual enrollment, and we'd be happy to answer your questions at any time. Thank you.